What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today, fresh from San Diego Comic-Con, I have to talk about Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get right to the point and spit it out. Super Dragon Ball Heroes might officially be coming to the West, and if not more places across the world. For now, I think just the West, because Dragon Tour is only taking place here in the US, so I don't know what the plans are for like Europe and stuff like that. But think this is a litmus test. If it does well in the US, it'll do well in Europe. It'll do well in Australia. It'll do well across the other world. So this is kind of like the test here. Now, here's the deal. Let me ask you guys a question. I know a lot of you guys have not really seen much about Super Dragon Ball Heroes, nor do you know what it is. But if you think it looks interesting and you would actually really want to play it, what I want you to do right now is to like and comment on this video and kind of let this kind of video be like a gauge to see how much hype there is, how much interest there is around this game. So like again, like and comment on this video, and I want you guys to scroll down and see how much interest there is around this game for yourself. So let's start there. Now, what's actually happening right now is Dragon Tour is taking place for the next 7 stops across the US, and they're bringing Super Dragon Ball Heroes for the first time outside of Japan. And not just that, but it's in English. I mean, look at this. This is a real Super Dragon Ball Heroes card in English. In English. This is wild. Like, I can't believe I'm actually holding one of these. It's funny because, like, looking back in the past, like, 2 years, there's so many things that the Dragon Ball community has said. And I know there's many things that I've said before, for example, like, Broly will never come back. We will never see an evil Goku. We will never see Dragon Ball Heroes in the West. Dragon Ball Super will never end. And at this point, you can't ever predict it. And Super Dragon Ball Heroes being one that will never come out to the West is like the last stand that I thought we would never ever see. And here we are, actually, for the first time, considering it coming out. So here's how it actually works, so you guys aren't confused. Super Dragon Ball Heroes is an arcade machine. It is an arcade game. It is not a console thing. It's not a Nintendo 3DS thing. It is an arcade thing. There is a 3DS version of it, which is kind of like a dumbed-down version of the game, but essentially the same thing. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. For now, the Dragon Ball Heroes game is an arcade machine, and the way it would work was, if they do bring it to the West, you will see it most likely at major places around the country, like Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's is like basically an adult arcade bar. Wow, I just like literally fuse all 3 of those words into one. It's an adult arcade bar that literally exists pretty much in every single state. I'm pretty sure you might see it at arcades like Round 1, for example, which I don't know if there's one in every single state, but I know there's a couple here in SoCal, for example. They're probably going to go into those as well, but for the most part, the main target will be something like Dave & Buster's. And then from there, based on how much, I guess, traffic the game receives, we might get more, such as the 3DS game, for example. Now, the 3DS game, I have never really played. I've seen my homie Nakua play it. He's talked about it a lot, and, you know, like I said, it looks a lot of fun. But it's definitely a little bit more dumbed down. I guess a couple steps taken back, because, again, it makes sense, because you don't have, like, the physical cards you can scan on the actual 3DS and stuff. I would love to see that as well, but the question is whether or not we'll see something like that in today's stats. You know what I could see actually happening, because I don't have my Nintendo Switch on me, it's actually over there. The Nintendo Switch could potentially work as well. I mean, I don't know if there's any like chips in these cards, because like the way it works is when you put the cards down on the actual machine, it knows what card it is. I don't know if it uses like a special camera, or if there are actually special cards with chips that it recognizes what it is. Something I would love to see is maybe a Nintendo Switch version of the game where you can actually use the physical cards, because something that you have to like nail with this game coming out here in the West is the use of these cards. I mean, you don't really need it, but the cards are kind of special, because like I find myself going back in line to play this game more and more because I wanted all these cards. I mean, for starters, because these are the first ones in the world to come out of Japan. But also because, I mean, I'm a collector, and look at these arts. These are amazing. Super Dragon Ball Heroes have had some of the amazing arts, like almost better than the Dragon Ball Super card game, and collecting these is just like a bonus. So, as far as how it would work outside arcades, I have no idea. We'll just leave that in a to-be-determined space in the future. But for now, the main target will be to bring these to arcade machines, and from there, we'll see where it goes. Now, that's the terrifying part, because like the question is, another question I want to ask you guys is, how many of you guys do actually go to arcades still? To kind of explain Japan versus the US, Japan loves their arcades. I mean, they're so massive over there that they have games that are exclusively for the arcades only, so it keeps driving business around that. A good example is Zenkai Battle Royale. And that's a game that the community has been talking about literally for like the past couple years. They're still updating this game to this day. I mean, I think the last update came out a couple months ago, but they're still basically updating it because it came out in 2013. That's still a long time to support a game. People love Zenkai over there. People love Dragon Ball Heroes over there, and then whatever else they'll play. Arcades in Japan are massive. Arcades over here? Not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet. But there is potential for something to build up around Dragon Ball Heroes, for example. But again, the question is, with how limited it would be, would this be a thing that you can even go for? For all I know, some of you guys have no clue what Dave & Buster's is, or if there's one in your area. I mean, I know they're pretty much one per state at least, if not multiple times per state. But you might still not have access to it. What does that mean for you? So I kind of want this video to also fuel into a discussion, talking topic on the release of Super Dragon Ball Heroes. But again, the thing is depending on how successful Super Dragon Ball Heroes becomes in arcades here in the West, is going to basically take us to step 2. And step 2 is essentially what's going to happen with more releases such as the 3DS version or potentially another version for the Switch. I don't really know, because the other thing is how much longer will the 3DS be even support? It's like, would you really want to localize a game for a console that doesn't really receive as much support anymore as it did a couple years ago? I mean, I have no idea what Nintendo's plans are, to be honest. I have not touched my Nintendo 3DS for about 3 years now. It's literally just over there collecting dust. The Switch, though, I love. If they give me a Switch version, I'm all for it. 3DS, I mean, I'll play it, but the question is would they put that much resources into bringing the game on the 3DS? I have no clue. So, how does the game actually play? To give you kind of the basics, it's not that confusing at all. The first time I saw people playing it, I was like, I mean, I don't want to play the Japanese version just because I have no idea what's going on. But after playing the English version, it's actually pretty freaking simple. So again, the way it worked for me, and again, the main arcades in Japan work a bit differently, because essentially when you sit down and put your token in to play, it spits out one card at random. In Japan, there's hundreds of cards, if not maybe potentially even more. I have no clue, but it's a lot of cards. For us, for the purpose of this demo, there were 4 cards. So you either got this Vegeta, like I said, which is an awesome card. You had this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Then you had this Frieza, which is the one I wanted the most. Boy, he's so badass. And then, of course, finally, you had your boy Future Trunks over here. When you started playing the game, it spits out one card random, and they gave you 4 rental cards. Well, rental cards essentially are, it reminds me of, remember Pokemon Stadium, when if you use rental Pokemon, either you can like import your own Pokemon from the game using the hardware that was released with the Pokemon Stadium, or you can just use rental Pokemon, which is basically kind of like basic and weak and not necessarily like the best to use, but you could use them. So what happens is they give you 4 rental units, which consisted of Goku, Vegeta, Roshi, and Android 17. And then the 5th one was supposed to be one of the 4 you get from the actual machine. So the way it works is you choose missions that were as simple as fighting Perfect Cell and the Cell Juniors, all the way up to Cumber, who's that evil Saiyan that we saw in the Super Drama Heroes anime, the evil one, the Hannibal Lecter looking one, that guy. By the way, that mission was impossible almost. I don't think anybody beat it the entire 3 days that I've seen people play the game. And there's still one more day. Today's Sunday. I'm recording this like the last day of Comic-Con. I have no idea how many people beaten it, but I can tell you right now, as of yesterday, nobody beaten it yet. It was really, really difficult. Apparently, the secret actually was to use the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because what happens is as you play, specific cards that have transformations, as you can see right there. Well, let me see right there. As you can see, specific cards have a transformation mechanic, and when you transform, you gain a massive power boost. As far as I know, Vegeta didn't have one, Frieza didn't have one, and Trunks didn't have one. So only Goku had one. And essentially, also what happens is when you transform, you max out your stamina, you gain a massive power boost. One of the MVPs in the demo was Master Roshi, because he had the ability to buff up and just like go into his buff form, and he does a lot of damage in that form. Go figure. Master Roshi was like the most the best MVP in that game if you didn't pull the Super Saiyan 3 Goku in Machine. So the way it works is you sit down, you choose your quest. Let's say we're doing a Cell quest. It puts us on which you'll see probably some gameplay behind. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get gameplay from the actual demo, but you'll see some kind of gameplay in the background. It puts you on 2 sides. You have your team on one side and one team on the other side. As you can see, the units are able to move up and down the playing field. If they're all the way in the bottom in the blue area, I don't know if it's going to be blue on the screen or not, but for me, what I saw, it was in the blue area. That's what's called the rest zone. In the rest zone, essentially, you don't attack, but you basically skip a turn to basically to heal up and recover stamina so you can do more damage later. The smart thing to do is probably to like toss in maybe like 1 unit in the beginning to do an attack, and then put the rest in the back to kind of power up, and then go all in probably in the next couple turns. That's probably one of the better ways to go about it. Or if you want, you can be an idiot and just pull a Vegeta and put everybody in the very, very top, max out, and then do a lot of damage, but then you're left wide open with no stamina for the next couple turns. So you got to kind of figure out what is the right way to play the game, and that's what I kind of loved about it. It was so simple. Once you have figured out where your units are, all you do is press the big red button. You press the big red button, it starts the attack animations, and then based on how much power is put into it, similar to what we saw in the Hero Coliseum game, except for in Hero Coliseum it's based around speed. In this situation, it's how much power you put into the units. Whoever has the higher power goes first. So let's say I go first. They'll take like Vegeta here, for example. He'll fly up to Cell or the Cell Juniors, and you know it'll have like a little meter thing that starts like going back and forth, kind of like a Budokai style. What you have to then do is press the red button. You have 3 seconds. Whoever has the meter filled up the most will essentially either attack or defend, literally like a Budokai. If you lose, you do less damage, and basically the other teammate will block, or I guess the opponent will block. If you win, you do crazy damage, and based on how much energy you put into it, it can trigger special attacks like the Final Flash and stuff like that throughout the duration of the fight. I wasn't really quite sure how the special attacks works, because for the most part I saw basic attacks, but every now and then when I had like, you know, for example, a perfect key charge, for example, where it's like full all the way up, 100%, it'll trigger a special attack, and then we'll see like the fancy stuff like Frieza's Death Ball and stuff like that. Then what happens is once every one of your teammates goes, it's the other player's turn. And now it's basically they do the exact same thing. They'll attack you, you'll see the little meter going back and forth, Budokai style, then whoever has the higher meter ends up winning. Either you will defend or you will attack, and then that's it, and the rinse and repeat. It sounds very, very simple. All you literally do as far as gameplay is press one button every couple seconds, but outside that, that's it. Oh yeah, and also before I forget, there's also other mechanics in the game that features you sliding the card up and down, left and right, and in circle motions based on what you're doing. For example, when you transform Master Roshi or Goku into Super Saiyan 3 or in a buff form for Roshi, what you have to do is slide the cards up and down and kind of charge enough key. That's how you charge. I've seen other stuff also in the Japanese games, such as doing like an ultimate attack where you have to spin around to basically charge up the attack. Or even better yet, I've seen also the Spirit Bomb. If I can find this gameplay I have in the background, I've seen someone do a Spirit Bomb where instead of charging the character that throws a Spirit Bomb, you have to charge the team by going up and down, stuff like that. It's very simple, but it's oddly addicting and satisfyingly fun. Think of it like, I don't know how to explain it. Hero Coliseum is a good way to look at it because that's how Hero Coliseum basically was, except for Hero Coliseum didn't really... No, it basically was. Hero Coliseum was basically that, except for Hero Coliseum was more around RNG where you have to basically choose your speed and then go from there. Whereas in here, you have a chance to kind of defend and do actual damage when you win the key clash, I guess. But for the most part, it's a pretty simple game, and that's about it. And then you go back and forth until you either win or lose, and then you get back in line and play it all over again. That's what Dragon Ball Heroes is. So, what do you guys think about the possibility of Dragon Ball Heroes finally coming out here in the West? Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I had a lot of fun, and there's two things that I really enjoyed about it. Number one was the fact that, you know, the collector stuff. I mean, you guys know me. I literally, look at this. I literally have all these cards around me because I have just been a crazy collector when it comes down to cards, whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, Pokemon. I love it. And not being able to get these as well, being able to get these as well, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. That was the one thing that I enjoyed the most. And two, the actual gameplay itself. Now, it was very, very simple. It was very, very dumbed down, like I said. But, I mean, for what they were going for, I think it works. The only thing that's scary is whether or not it's actually going to work here in the West. Because, like I said, the question is out there to you guys watching, if you made it this far in the video. How much of you guys have seen a Dave & Buster's around? Would you go? Would I personally go? Hell yes! In fact, I know there's a Dave & Buster's, there's a couple here where I live, and I would not be opposed to going there like once a week just to play this, because this is, again, it's a lot of fun, being able to collect the cards, build teams, and I kind of strategize. There's so much potential with this. So Bandai Namco, if you happen to be watching this video, which you're probably not, but if you happen, for whatever reason you click this video, make it happen. Just do it. Pull the trigger. Test it out. See how it works. I guarantee you there's going to be some kind of niche audience for it. Not everyone's going to like it. You're not going to get everybody that plays Xenoverse that's going to love this. Everybody that plays Fighters is going to love this. Or even everybody that plays Dokkan is going to love this. But I guarantee you there will be a community that's going to form around this game. They'll play this in their local Dave & Buster's. And I think it has a lot of potential. So with that said, Bandai Namco, make it happen. What I want you to also do, ladies and gentlemen, is I actually tweeted out a tweet the first day when Comic-Con was happening that said, retweet if you want to see Dragon Ball Heroes happen. What I also want you guys to do is go scroll down in the description, click on that tweet, and retweet it as well. I think at the time you recording this video, I had like 2,000 something retweets, so it was already like, you know, popping as far as, you know, the reach. But let's really like show Bandai that, you know, we want this game. There is someone to want it, not everybody. And by the way, something else to kind of point out, because I know someone's going to be all like, well, does this mean that if they work on Dragon Ball Heroes, we don't get another game for the year? No, completely different thing. This is not going to cross over with your annual Dragon Ball release for consoles. Think of it as a bonus game. There's no reason why you would not want a bonus game. Even if you never plan on playing it, just support it because of people like me, and a lot of people like me, actually, that would love to play this. So just support that aspect of it. You don't have to play it, like I said. It doesn't affect the development of other games. It's not DIMS. It's not ArcSys. It's not... anybody that's worked in a past Dragon Ball game ever. This is a completely separate thing. So, like, them working on this is not going to stall or slow down the releases of other games. Again, it's just a bonus, complete bonus. Which, again, I see no reason why you wouldn't want that. So, with that said, let me know your thoughts on the release of Super Dragon Ball Heroes coming to the West. Are you all for it or not? Leave a like on this video. And like I said, retweet that tweet in the description below so we can really send Bandai that message. Because if we're ever going to have a chance to see Dragon Ball Heroes come out in the West, it is right now. And this is our chance to really like get together and rally around the release of this game to make it happen. So with that said, let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to tweet me at Rhymestyle or just leave it in the comment section below and I'll come back and answer it at some point throughout the day. And I guess that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.